It's May, and I know this is not my first May video, but there's so many things happening in May that I had to do an official announcement that it is May. And there are those who are saying, what happened to the hair? And every time I do the china bump, which is kind of coming out now, because usually after I china bump the hair, I just pull it out and leave it with those little curls, and in my mind it look good. And anybody else say, you know what, from as a child I always thought it looked good. There are those around me who didn't agree. But my thoughts have not changed. I still think that when the china bump pull out and you just leave it there with a little roly-poly, it look good. So anyway, shout out to Joan Andrea Hutchinson. She's the one who came out with the going on the road with shiny bumps, and she did a thing about the bumpy head girl. I need to look it up. Joan Andrea Hutchinson, how you do? So today's video will be one of reflections, and let us start with the fact that Teachers Day happened during the course of this week. It was Wednesday, and as I was watching MTM, y'all know MTM Meet the Mitchells with Wayne and Tammy. Chen, no sir. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Me married Wayne to his wife. Well, yes, but I gave Wayne his wife's name. Hey, why not? So anyways, Meet the Mitchells. Wayne Marshall and Tammy Chin Mitchell. Yes, so Wayne Mitchell. I did all of that? Really? Why? So they were talking about Teachers Day and how much teachers do. And yes, they are right. And even saluting teachers. And it caused me to do a quick reflection. And funny enough, 5 decades along, I remember my basic school teacher, Mrs. Russell. She taught me at age 4 at Waterford. I guess it was called Russell's Basic School, yes. So when we moved from Sherlock Crescent to Waterford, your lighting is better this angle. My first school was Russell's Basic School, and Mrs. Russell was my teacher. Nice lady, nice lady. And I went and saw her as a young adult. Not sure. I know she had migrated, but not sure what's up with her now. And then my mind also flashed to Miss Howard. I just finding random names. Miss Howard taught me, I don't remember, maybe grade 2, but I think she was also my brownie leader, or one of my brownie leaders, because I was a brownie from Waterford Infant to Waterford Primary. So my schools in Portmore were Waterford Primary at age 7 and Waterford Infant after leaving Russell's Basic School. It does not mean that that was the most impactful teacher at primary school. That's just the one that came back to my memory. Mr. Jordan was a PE teacher, and I remember seeing him at a celebration that we had for the primary school some time ago in adulthood. I don't know, less than 10 years ago, I imagine. So yes, shout out to my teachers from primary school. It's easier to remember the teachers from high school, you know, because I guess your consciousness was greater then. So Blanche Campbell, she had the distinct privilege of teaching me English from 1st to 5th form. Can you imagine? And so I must credit my distinction in English to Blanche Campbell. I also had Merkel Kellier, and she was one of those who did a deep dive into patterns and reasons and why we say things the way we say it and all of that. So I had the benefit of a fixed form teacher, but the vice principal, who actually wrote one of the textbooks that we used or co-authored, also gave us extra classes in English. And after school, we had those classes and them time. And this is at Camperdown High. There was no charge for extra classes. Jeez, these teachers, I think they just loved us. I had a teacher from England. No, South Wales. Well, we had some exchange teachers. And I remember Mr. Shan, who was a physics teacher. And I remember Alison Jones. She was from South Wales. I'm not sure, they went back home, so I'm not sure where life has taken them. But yeah. And of course, I had some wonderful teachers in Spain as well. Oh, I had one named Yolande. Lord, couldn't stand her. Not because she was awful, but because she was strict. She was the gym teacher, and my body don't really work very well with gym. She wanted me to climb places, and she wanted me to swim, and she wanted me to play hockey on rollerblades, skates thingy. Oh. And she was relentless. She wouldn't let up. My God. Shout out to Yolande. And it's so funny. In Spain, you have to pass all your subjects to end the course and move on. And I kept saying to Yolande and to my family, I'm not going on to university in Spain, so I don't really need this. But my paddy, he was a stickler for what is right. And Miss Yolande seemed to have been his sister he didn't know. So both of them insisted that I had to pass gymnasio. And so she gave me the flotation device. And she said, you need to swim the length of the pool for me to put my stamp of approval that you have completed the course in natación and in gimnasio física. Yeah. So imagine it's a teacher who you think disliked you the most you remember. Yeah, Yolande. Yeah, she was quite a trip. But my absolute favorite, he made me feel so special. It was Manolo. Now, Manolo was a language teacher. He taught Spanish language. Because when I lived in Spain, where I lived, we spoke Catalan and Castellano. But for the passing of the course, I needed to pass Castellano, which is Spanish, official Spanish. And so I had a tutor named Manolo with the other two exchange students who were there at that time. He was so patient and so kind. And I owe my fluency as it relates to structure and form to him. And I also had this teacher from Argentina. His name was Miguel. And he was very flaco, very skinny. Wonderful memories with him. He was actually very, very patient with me because he so wanted me to understand and to learn. And that's the thing with my teachers in Spain. They didn't see me as an exchange student who was kind of just bobbing through. They really took their job seriously, incorporated me into the learning system, into the class. And even though I might have gotten special attention, it was not because I was a foreigner. It was because they wanted me to come up to speed with where everybody else would have been. So yes, shout out to my professores, yeah, because male and female. I know I had another lady. I had this lady with jet black hair, and she was always dressed very royally. She was Yolanda as well, maybe? I don't remember what she taught, but yeah. And I had this other teacher who only spoke in Catalan, and he taught Catalan language and literature and history of Catalonia, and he refused to speak in Castellano at all. Don't remember his name, but hey, I guess I am allowed to forget. This was 1989, 1990. So happy Teachers Day. to those teachers from my past. And then I'm trying to remember, oh, there was this doctor, what was her name, at the university level when I did my bachelor's in psychology. Doctor, seeing her face, can't remember her name. Very nice teacher. So yeah, Teachers Day, big up to all teachers, and bearing in mind that I also taught, and I will take the big ups for me for the lives I have touched over the years. And in other news, I really had to talk about this. Dion Jackson Miller. Y'all know Dion Jackson Miller if you are following TV in Jamaica land. She is on TVJ. She has a platform now on YouTube, and she spoke about Hickeys in Parliament, and I knew I had to talk about it. So there is a memo that came out in Parliament, in the Jamaican Parliament, that stated if you have a visible Hickey and you come to the Parliament, which is the highest court of justice, and it is showing, you will not be allowed to work that day. You will be sent home like a little school picnic, and you will be docked a personal or a leave day for that day that you're missing work. You can imagine? So that produced a whole lot of conversation. She went as far as defining what a Hickey was and how it is caused. And for those of you who do not know, it is a bruise that is displayed in an area where there was some sucking of the skin. My question though is, would a Hickey be, or would a woman be more likely to be sent home because of a visible Hickey than a man? Is this line of castigation meant for women or both genders? Also, my other big question is, what is the proof that that spot, usually in the neck or the upper chest area, because I've never really heard somebody say they have a Hickey on the cheek, if it is seen, what is there to confirm that it is a Hickey and not a wasp bite or ants bite or mosquito bite or something else that bit you? We want to know, is this legal? Is this something that should be contested? Is this something that causes us to lose focus on the things that's important? That is, we are now majoring on the minors. Should our bedroom activities, as Dion Jackson Miller so eloquently said, is it now being brought into the work world? And is this even reasonable? I want us to talk a little bit about the Hickeys in Parliament. She also mentioned that the Parliament is not the highest court in the land. Instead, it is the legislative area of the country. That's where our laws are passed and amended and all of that. So, comment. If the Parliament don't even know that they're not a court, should they be coming out with a ruling on Hickey wearing? And should we just kind of pull ourselves together as a nation and stop this foolishness as it relates to the things that do not make a difference? I can't wait for all of you to join in the conversation, and I will see you in the upcoming video. Ciao for now.